Hey guys, welcome on back to the AnKorage, where everything is awesome and it just got a little awesomer. This will be my first video where I'm using my new microphone for actual videos, not blog quest or anything like that. So what I've got here is got an all-in-one. It's a Dell Inspiron 3275. It's 22 inches, so it goes from corner to corner, 22 inches. And it happens to be touchscreen, which, you know, is cool and applicable for whatever stuff like that. For me, not so much, but I can use it, stuff like that. So why don't we talk about this a little bit on this edition of MuckQuest. Hey, welcome back. So here we have the Triton. Yeah. So this is a Dell Inspiron 3275, and I had bought this some years back to replace a 24-inch HP all-in-one, and I wanted to replace it with a new all-in-one that was a little more updated and a slightly smaller screen, and I had this. So you'll remember this unit from a video that I did regarding, you know, let's make a dedicated Linux machine or something like that. It's back. I'll try to remember to put the thing either up here on YouTube or at least down in the description to that video where I retrofied this thing. And the only thing I didn't do was poke out the holes for the speaker, which I still have to go back and do. But I was using it for a while, and then I had bought a new machine, which is Solaria, and gave it to a relative, and but it wasn't being used for its intended purpose. It couldn't be used for its intended purpose, which had to deal with virtual reality. This is not capable of that. It's got an AMD A6 processor in it. In the Linux environment, it's great. In a Windows environment, it's only good to a point. And so what I'm going to do with this is that I happen to ask, do you mind if I have, you know, they were moving and they were already using a different computer. So I asked, you know, is it possible that I could possibly take it back? They were moving. It was just, this would just be an extra piece of something. It would go from one closet to another, and who knows, maybe even throw it out in the trash. So I'm like, I could find a purpose for it, and do you mind if I take it back? And I was told, no, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and do that. However, you know, I helped out on move-out day, and, you know, I went in there. I'm like, okay, cool, I got this. I got it in the car. I just need the power cord. Yeah, it would be in that big pile of cords right there. And I wasn't going to go looking for it. So I'm like, all right, because of the movement and we've got stuff to do, I'm not going to go digging through that. That was the junk pile and was going to go in the trash. So I'm like, I'll just buy another one. They're cheap. Power cords are cheap. So I just bought this. And this is a Dell OEM part, original equipment manufacturer. So I've got it. So what am I going to do? Well, this is the drive that was in it. And this has Windows on it. I'm going to be installing a solid-state drive. And I'm going to be installing Windows 11 on that. Now, why am I going to do that? Well, this is Windows 10. I'm putting on Windows 11. Upgrades from 10 to 11 are free. So says Microsoft. But it doesn't mean it has to necessarily be on the same drive. I've got the Windows 10 license on this drive. So I'm upgrading the drive to an SSD, and I'm just going to do a fresh install, and I'm going to activate that. And I'm going to use a couple different scripts. I have a USB stick here that's got the Windows 11 in there. It's got the build, it's got the installation, the ISO file, and I'll be using that. And I'm going to be using an uninstall script, an unattended install script that will debloat it, and it will also tell it to never phone home, and a couple other tweaks. Automatically put the start menu over on the left where it belongs instead of in the middle like a Hackintosh, that kind of thing. And also, you know, it's not going to put on software like Cortana. Granted, Cortana's gone, but this is just to make sure it's definitely not there. You know, that, recall, all of that stuff. With a Copilot and everything of that sort. So I'm going to be doing an installation on this, and I'll just be using the license for this to activate it with a script that will take care of that activation. And you know, this machine, what am I going to use it for? I have no clue. It's just to muck around with. That's why this is MuckQuest, to muck around with hardware, essentially. So I'm going to muck with this, but this is a nice unit. You know, it in Linux it performs great. I used it as a Linux machine for a while, and it was great. It's got touch screen. See, I can touch the screen. No, the actual touch screen functionality. You know, hit buttons on it, things of that sort. You know, resize windows and so on. I don't have any need for that, but it's nice to have it. Nice little bonus. Whatever. But it's just a muck around machine at this point. Maybe do some rough testing of different things. I don't know. Where am I going to put it? I can't put it on the desk. I've already got 2 monitors up there. I've got 2 machines down below with a KVM switch to go, you know, the Celery and node switch between those. Really no point on having it here on the coffee table. I don't really see much of a point of that. Plus, I don't want a cord running across the way here to under the couch. Can't put it over there. Can't put it in the kitchen. Definitely can't put it in the bathroom. So why not put it in the bedroom where I had my auxiliary streaming station? Will I use it as a streaming station? Probably not. Will I be able to use Jitsi on it? Maybe. I have to test it. It does have a built-in camera right there. So, which also means I'd have to have this standing up to make sure I can see all right, or that it can get a good view of me, because when it's tilted, when this thing is like tilted out, you know, it's like that, and the view would go straight over my head. But anyways, we are going to do that, but the first thing I have to do is actually install that SSD. So why don't we go ahead, we'll take care of that, and then we'll go put it in the bedroom where I had my station, my auxiliary station before. So let's do that. Alright, so we are now in the bedroom, and here's where it's going to go. Right up in front here. But I've got some stuff here that it got stuff all over the desk right now. So I'm going to clear this stuff off of here, and we'll get it kind of physically set up. So here we go. We now have it physically set up. So what I've got is, of course, I've got Triton standing here, right there. Here's the keyboard that I made. Well, I used the existing keyboard. I just put the little overlay of the wood grain on it. And here's the mouse. So I made sure there were fresh batteries in it. So here's that USB stick. And I have a 7 port USB 3 hub. It's switchable, so I can turn them on and off individually. So I'm going to turn one on here. So I'm going to do this, get that one turned on, and I'm going to insert my USB stick, and I am going to fire it up, and we are going to watch and see if it starts up the ISO. It would help if I had the wireless dongle plugged in too. So I'm gonna go get that. Yeah, can you tell that my brain's not working today? I had to go put that in. Let's try this again. Alright, well I had the light coming through from the sun was coming through like a laser, getting in the way. So I had to close my curtain, and of course I made it dark, so I had to grab my stage lighting that I had bought, and so I'm using that to brighten my face. So, but we have to stop the video there because it's not booting, and I think I know why that is. I'm trying to boot this AIO with nothing on the internal drive and trying to boot directly from the USB, and it's not finding anything. It's the motherboard's looking for something on the SATA drive inside, or the hard drive, SSD, whatever's directly connected to the motherboard. There's one there, but there's nothing on it. It doesn't see that. And well, it sees that, and it's just going no. So I'm going to have to take that out, hook it up onto Solaria, rip it all out, do that, move the ISO and the install script over onto that SSD, install it back in there, and then boot it, and see if it picks it up then, which I believe it should, because there's something bootable on the drive, which should be the install part of the software and be able to install Windows at that point. And I imagine if this was Linux, I'd do the same thing, because it's the hardware. The issue's in the hardware. I can't change the BIOS to totally ignore the onboard storage and go to external storage, which in my eyes should be able to be done, but computers are stupid, so we're just gonna have to wait on that until I can get it done. And that might be today, that might not be. I don't have much of big hopes on getting it done today, but soon. So there we go. But I got to do a video with my new microphone, and not having to use that corded lavalier mic. I'm using my wireless one. So, and it's been picking up just fine. I see that it's on mono because the camera is only mono capable, which answers a couple of the questions about microphones as well. And so there we go. All right, well, that's going to do it for me at this time around. So come on back in the future, and we'll see if we can get this thing running finally. So thank you very much. Skál, and drink to victory. I don't have mine with me, so you're going to have to do it for me. Thanks.
Skál, skál, toast and